Before I start this video, I want to give a disclaimer that everything I'm about to say is from my personal opinion. It's not an objective fact. It doesn't have to apply to everybody, but this is what I observed and what I believe in. The biggest lie about IGs, in my opinion, is how overinflated the difficulty is shown to be. I genuinely don't believe that IGs are as difficult as people show them to be. Do not spend your summer vacations at home studying. Please don't spend all day, every day, even your school day studying. IGs are not as hard as you might think them to be. Before you start grinding, think about all the strategies and efficient methods that you can employ to decrease your study time. To be honest, there are multiple reasons why this overinflation exists. Mostly because most parents of IG students today haven't done IGs themselves, so they're not very aware of the syllabus content or difficulty. And also, many tutors and organizations try to convince students that IGs are harder to make them buy their subscriptions in their summers and to earn more money off them. Now, if you jump into the reality of the things, I believe that you have 18 to 20 months academically to study IGs, leaving the vacations apart. And I believe that is more than enough time to go through the content, solve classifieds, and solve full past papers. I believe that the academic year itself, as long as you focus in the lessons and you solve classifieds and review notes after you're done with the topic, and you solve full past papers near your exams, you will be more than enough sorted for your exams. You do not need to be sitting there locked up in your room all day from morning to night studying IGs. IGs are not that difficult. They do not demand that much time from you. All you need to do is learn what resources you have, learn how to use them efficiently, and how to study properly using those resources. For example, I had one friend who spent the entire 2 years of his IGs, including his vacations, studying. He used to study in his summer vacations and his winter breaks. All he did was study all day. But myself, I took my summer vacations. I did focus in lessons. I did solve classifieds when I needed to, and I did solve the same amount of full past papers as him. But I had a balanced lifestyle. I used to spend my summer vacations mostly abroad, but we both at the end got the same grades. We both got all nines. But the thing is, for me, those 2 years weren't as hectic as they were for him. They were balanced years. I enjoyed in those 2 years. I explored my hobbies. I went on vacations. Him, on the other hand, made himself stuck in one room studying all day. So even though the end result was the same, the amount of effort put in was not even close. But why did I get the same grades as him? Because I studied smartly and not hardly. And later on, one of our other friends who had IGs after us, because we knew all the tips and tricks, he spent 2 years of his IGs doing nothing. He didn't attend lessons, he didn't solve any classifieds, but in the last 3 weeks before his exams, he studied, he locked in, and he got 2 7s and 2 8s. And even though I absolutely do not suggest you follow his example, I'm just trying to show this to you as how easy it could be if you use your resources properly. Even though 7s and 8s aren't impressive marks, you have to understand that he did this in 2 weeks, in 2 to 3 weeks. And he got a 74 out of 80 on his chemistry before. So studying smartly trumps studying hardly completely. Again, it is not necessary that you need to be fully relaxed, and I am not telling you to completely lock out and not study. I'm telling you to focus on your lessons, to solve classifieds and review notes at the end of topics. But please do not spend your summer vacations at home studying. Please don't spend all day, every day, even your school day studying. IGs are not as hard as you might think them to be. You have 18 months of academic years to study topics, to solve past papers, to solve classifieds. That is more than enough time. Again, this is not one fit rule for everyone. There could be some exceptions. If you're a person who is skilled in many other aspects of life, but academics are very weak for you, that is completely fine. And if you want to spend more time than others studying, that is completely okay. But please, open the syllabus, open the notes, open the classifieds, and review the difficulty for yourself. And before you start grinding, think about all the strategies and efficient methods that you can employ to decrease your study time. Please judge the difficulty by yourself and do not get caught in this huge bubble of how they overinflate how difficult IGCSEs are. So, as I said, I'm not telling you not to study. I'm telling you to study, but I'm telling you to have a balanced approach. You have 2 years. Even if you have 1 year, if you've done year 9, you haven't focused on it, I believe even 1 year is more than enough for you to learn the topics, to review notes, to solve classifieds, and to do full pass papers. You need to go for a balanced approach, and you need to learn how to study smartly and not hardly. Now, if you subscribe to AQ'd Education, our channel is all about making study efficient. So our next video is going to be about how you can use your resources properly, what each resource is for, what order you should use each resource in, and how you can spend half or even 10% of the time as others but get the same amount of grades as them. Remember, IGs are not hard. They're shown to be way more difficult than they are if you study smartly, if you use your resources properly, and if you make a proper plan. You can study IGs and get amazing grades without having to lose life and without having to be stuck in your room all day or without even skipping any vacations. That's it for today, and I'll catch you in the next video.